Hey, everybody, we just want to bring you another Hagstone teaser, and here it is. Welcome back, and it's Jack and Mary here to share some more insight. So, Jack, you were saying that you would like to go over something really short and simple, and it was one of your pet peeves. What is that, Jack?
Okay, well, I don't want to take up too much time on it because everybody should be able to understand exactly what I'm saying pretty quickly. But one of my pet peeves is there are a lot of people on the internet and a lot of people out there trying to give advice to people and all this kind of stuff. And they mention like, oh, I'm sorry about your struggles, or maybe life will be better to you, or sorry life brought you this particular thing that happened to you. And what I what I like to tell these people that if you want to help someone, you really need to know how to help them a little bit. And I
Right.
know and I appreciate everybody who starts somewhere because we all do, and then we expand and we grow ourselves. But life can't really bring you much of anything that you don't ask for. So, and a really good example is, let's say you're having a struggle, and your struggle is with people struggle with money. So let's just say that you don't have enough money, or let's say your struggle is your adult child just doesn't want to do what you think they should do, and so therefore you become depressed or not as happy as you could be because of these so-called struggles. Well, these so-called struggles are you trying to interfere in someone else's life with your adult daughter, and the other struggle is with you not understanding how to acquire the thing that you want, such as money. Life doesn't bring these things to you. There's not a, you ever seen a popsicle truck go down the street, ding, 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 you got the little music and everybody runs out to get the little popsicles.
The
There's no
ice cream truck.
yeah, there's no struggle truck that comes by in the afternoon and says, hey, look, there's some people that really having a bad day. Let me give them some, hey, how would you like some depression
Or,
today?
or are you looking for a struggle? I can share it with you.
Yeah. Are you looking for a nice struggle? I can disagree with you and make you really miserable today. How about this? You don't look so good today. Oh, well, screw you too. But
Actually, I look just fine. Where'd that come from? So then, in other words, so if I could just interject, so what
sure.
I'm understanding is you're saying you don't have the right to project your thoughts, your opinions, or what you think somebody should be doing based on conditions and have them show up the way you think rather than the way that they are.
Right. Yeah. You can only show up in this world the way you feel. If you wake up and you feel good, you're gonna show up good. If you wake up and you feel bad, you're gonna show up bad. If you wake up and think your life has been shorted or cheated, or you've been someone's taken advantage of you, or
Right.
any of these types of things, that's not life doing it to you. In other words, if life was doing it to you, there would be this thing that goes poof. So everybody today has the equal amount of depression. And some of us will be able to suck it in and not be depressed, and some of us will stay in the depression. It doesn't work that way. It's an individual thing. And life doesn't give you anything. If it did, we would all have everything we wanted. Oh, wait, we can. If we just think that we can have everything we want. But
Exactly.
you can't have anything. But if you think that life has shorted you, guess what you're going to get?
More shortage.
More and more and more, because it wants to give you what you want. It gives you what you ask for. It gives you what you feel. If you feel depressed, it can't get, how can you give someone happiness who wants to be depressed?
Or expect somebody to show up making you happy when you're responsible for making yourself happy, or expecting things to show up without you doing your work, effort, or whatever energy, whatever it takes, the action that it takes. And the action may just be shifting your thinking. It could be that simple. Or the action is you're asking for something, things show up, you then take the initiative, or you're taking action anyway the minute that you ask, but being able to be awake and aware and paying attention, because see, that's what we've been taught, is not to pay attention. And when we pay attention, we see our creation show up in segments, in experiences, in lessons, in the next step or the next action to take. You got to pay attention, and you got to know and not to label it or expect it to show up a certain way. And when it doesn't show up, you're disappointed and you lose faith in it. It's about understanding how it does show up, because it does all the time. There's never a time it won't. Right, Jack?
It will always show up. You can't, nothing can show up except that what you think about. It has to show up. Nothing can get, nothing, absolutely nothing can happen until you have a thought about it.
Right.
And the reason, and it's so simple. I mean, look at all the things you don't do in a day that you could do in a day.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't you do the thing that you don't do in a day that you could do in a day? Is because you don't think about it. Do you think about how happy you can be, or do you think about how someone did something that caused you discomfort? How can that be? I do or say anything to you to make you discomfort. I mean, real. I mean, you can do the emotional thing, and you can do the oh, poor pitiful me. But this all boils down to you think you got a little less piece of the pie, and someone, you know, I love the thing. Somebody disrespected me. What the hell is that? I don't care. I respect me so much as you. Well, I don't care what you do. How can you do that? I mean, and I do know it's an all day thing with a lot of people, but I do know that people who are out trying to help folks need to go to the highest level of that help that they can get, because the folks really need help. I don't need to wake up every day you going, oh man, I feel so sorry for your struggles. Oh man, I feel so sorry for your struggles. Oh man, I feel so, because you know what? That keeps me struggling.
You know, remember, there's a difference between sympathy and empathy. Yes, as a collective, as another brother or sister of this human world that we share, when we see another person struggle, or we hear about another person going through whatever it is they're going through, you can get out of it. It is not something that you have to believe is that you're going to be sentenced for the rest of your life. It's a lie. When you have a situation, whether Jack was saying emotional things, yes, we've been taught to put a lot of emotion into things. So then turn it around. Put the emotion into the things that you want, not the things that you've experienced that are not serving you, or that bring back things that don't make you feel great. If things don't make you feel great, don't think about them. If things look chaotic or whatever, don't fall into it. Believe it. If you're going to deny something, deny that those things exist, because eventually, over time, working together with all of us, it will be strong enough. It won't. And it won't by starting with you first. When you no longer see it, you will no longer experience it. So is that kind of what you were wrapping up, Jack?
In a nutshell, yeah, your thoughts control your life. And you know, if you don't believe that trying to give real advice to people, when you give real advice to people, they generally don't take it so well. But when you give sympathy, they eat it up.
Yeah.
You know, and some people have a life of just feeling bad because people around them feel bad. Don't understand that they're all feeling bad for the same reason, is because they're just supporting that feeling. And you know, it's just not necessary for someone to. First of all, I really can't care enough about you. Even if I love you more than anything, I cannot care enough about you to make you feel good. Mm-hmm. Because I would have to take away from you. And there's no way for me to do that. It's not doable in the world that we live in. It's not doable. I can extend love to you, and I can extend kindness to you. Mm-hmm. And I can't extend pity. It doesn't extend. It's not a true thing. It's a man-made thing. It's a man-made false emotion. And do things. My mother passed away, and it was one of the worst moments. We talk about little moments we talked about before. It was one of the worst moments that I ever had. My father passed away, but that's been almost 40 some years ago. So I'm sure it was really bad, but I don't remember it as well. But my mom passed away like 4 years ago. And to hear those words that your mom passed away, it was like, okay, I don't really need this. You know, it was really damaging. But it only happened to me for a few days. I mean, a few, actually, mm-hmm. Without trying to sound stupid, or people out there who think I'm supposed to suffer and all this, you know, it was about 10 minutes, really, if you want to know the truth. All I wanted was to remember the awesome moments of us being together, and that kept her alive. Instead of me putting her away, it kept her alive, and it keeps her alive today. I see her every day in butterflies. I see her all the time. I talk to her. I remember things we done together, and she's alive. Not in a physical form to where you can actually see her, touch her, and things like that, but I can hear her.
Yep.
I can hear her wisdom because that's who I am. I'm part of her, and I can do all this. But so many people want to, and they put it on Facebook. Oh, I miss you so much. I don't miss her because she's not gone. I don't really miss her. I miss being able to hug her. But you know what? I can shut my eyes and hug her too. And I
Yes.
can put a
Or you
picture,
can.
but and I don't want her to go away. I don't want her to be dead. I don't want, because I don't believe in death. First of all, I don't want her to be dead. I want her to be alive. And to do that, I just have to see her the way I want to choose to see her. And all in all, you can wallow in something or you can find the truth in it. The truth is, every one of us come here and every one of us leave. It's no surprise. It's not like, oh, it happened to me and it never happened to anybody else. It's to every single one of us. It's the most, it happens to everybody. So we all get a shot at it. So people just, they carry this, they think that they have to feel this bad thing every time they think of their mother or their parents that died. They think they have to feel horrible because they're gone.
Or add to that, Jack, any type of what people would experience as to be a disease, dis-ease, things that are less than positive. I mean, things happen in life, and we're not trying to be harsh or sound like we're harsh. We're saying, see the beauty in it, find the love in it. You know, we all come, we all go, but why not let them go because they're the free, or let the situation go because you're free of it. Let go of the pain, or what we would interpret as suffering, because you have the moment right now to let it all go and to experience right now, moving forward, something greater than you could even imagine. And it may sound easy to some of you that are just getting into really fully understanding that you create your life. And then for those of you that have been around for many, many times and you're going, yeah, I've done that, I've done it, I've done it. Yeah, keep doing it, because it's an everyday process. It's every day we want to wake up seeing life being the best that we possibly could, doing the best that we possibly can, expecting the greatest that we possibly can, and share the greatness with other people when maybe they don't seem to think that they're there 100%. Because as Jack has said in previous videos, God works through people. We need each other. We are collectively connected to one another in one way or another. And so why not bring the greatness? Why not bring the beauty? Why not bring the light instead of all the past that we've been taught that doesn't exist? So for one last thought, Jack, before we end the call.
I just want everybody to know that, you know, that life is theirs. They can choose to be happy, sad, whatever they want. But as we referred back to one of our segments about moments in time, you can have that moment in time. You can be sad. You can be disappointed.
Right.
You can be all these things for a moment, but just don't let it become a lifestyle.
Right.
Don't let it become a way of life
or a habit.
Or a habit, you know. And certainly don't go out there trying to save the world, because you can't. You can go out and love the world, but you can't save the world because there's nothing to save. You're just saving your opinion about the world.
And your heart and your soul. And it's not what we mean by that is because once you're there, you have so much to share with everybody else. So we'll see you again next time.
Just remember yourself and everybody else. Love you.
Yep. At the Hagstone community, you're always loved.
Absolutely.
Catch you later.